Hi everyone. I wanted to bring you the topic today about thought stacking. Now, if you've been on this journey a little while, you'll know that when we start to bring awareness to our thoughts create our behaviors, and our behaviors create whatever life that you want to create for yourself. That you can reinforce your desires, you can reinforce your dreams, aspirations, or just create healthy relationships with yourself and with those that you love. But it all starts the moment you open your eyes in the morning, the moment you open those eyelids and you start to thought stack. So what thoughts do you think about when you first wake up in the morning? What is it? Are you reinforcing some anxious? The moment you wake up, are you thinking, I've got a massive to-do list, I'm feeling anxious and overwhelmed already, how am I going to get everything done? And then that creates a feeling inside of you that just feels like it's getting stronger and bigger. And the more the feeling gets stronger and bigger, the more the thoughts reinforce that feeling of being overwhelmed. And before you know it, you've reached breakfast time and you're already feeling at your upper limit. The relationships around you and with yourself is already feeling quite strained and taxed. And you know deep in your heart that you're not showing up in the way that you really would like to. You know that at some level, the words that are coming out of your mouth actually almost you're like, is that me? Am I really showing up like that today? Are those the things that I'm actually going to say? And yet you're already committed to saying them and doing them. And then you know there's going to be fallout, and then that adds to the anxiety. Anyway, you get my drift. It snowballs, it creates, it stacks. I think the least charged way for me to explain what that feels like is stacking, because you could say it all starts to pile on top of each other, but even just that thought makes you feel, oh no, I'm being overwhelmed by all of these feelings and these thoughts. So before we even get to that point, before we even get to breakfast time, bring a really good method is just to check in with yourself the moment you wake up and say to yourself, okay, what kind of thoughts am I thinking today? And if they already feel positive and helpful and optimistic, and that you know what you're doing, you feel confident, you're feeling good within yourself, then those are likely to carry on and they will stack. But if you're feeling like you're waking up and you're already on the back foot, it might be that, and here's some useful tools that I've used in the past that I still use to this day, because I'm just like you. I wake up in the morning and I have triggers, activated feelings. I'm a highly emotional person, sensitive soul, empath, and I'm doing a lot of this clearing work. I've dedicated my life to this karmic clearing, genetic ancestral clearing, and creating a life that I love, which means I meet my upper limits in my thoughts and behaviors in my business often, and in my relationships too. So there's always stuff going on, and so I'm using these tools every day too. And the first thing that I do when I wake up is I sit in stillness and I breathe. And I'm just collecting myself a little bit. I'm just having a little check-in with my body. How am I feeling? Am I feeling overwhelmed? Am I feeling on edge already? Is my breathing short? Is my jaw tight? Do my shoulders feel tight? And then I create a little plan out of that. So if I know that my thoughts are wearing out of control, then I will journal. I will just write down like a verbal vomit, everything that I'm thinking down into a journal. And then very simply, I will find some affirmations, something to go in, whatever I want to program myself, because we are highly programmable beings. Whatever I want to program myself is what I'm going to listen to. So I will find some guided hypnosis or words of affirmation or Abraham Hicks or Ram Dass, or anything that I've come across that I've collected into my toolkit, that when I listen to, I'm elevated out into this negative thought stacking, or it feels like a downward spiral, and I then am going in the opposite direction. And it's not that I bypass any of the issues that are going on in my life. If there's something that needs my attention, what I know to be true is that the solution doesn't come from being inside of the problem. The solution comes from having perspective, and perspective comes from having a calm central nervous system. The breath is deep and feeling nurturing and nourishing, and that I've got some space. I've got some inside. I feel like I've got some space. So I create that. So my next step might be to carve out some time to go for a walk or to do some exercise. I love doing the Osho Dance Kundalini program that really helps to move the energy throughout the body and to create a different perspective. So I want you to these are going to be little bite-sized sharings that I'm offering you. So this is the first one, which is around thought stacking. Become aware of which direction your thoughts are going in from the moment you wake up, and it will profoundly impact the rest of the day and the type of relationships you have, the relationship you have with yourself, and the life that you're creating. All right, take care. Have a lovely day.